This is your psychic girlfriend, Robin Richardson. And if you're like me, you're interested in how the universe works and in all things mystical. So let's explore it together. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast. Hello, welcome back to my channel with another exciting, let me fix that, episode of the Tales of Laura Owens. Alright, so for those of you new to my channel, I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend. I've been a spiritual guide, I teach, I do the Akashic Records, I help people manifest. I've been doing this since 1990, but I've been following this case, the Laura Owens versus Clayton Echard. And she's lost her cases. She falsely accused Clayton impregnating her with twins when there was only some oral exercises going on, nothing else. So this is a woman that's very complex, and this case has been riveting to me. And I thought, well, you know what? Why not take a psychic deep dive into it? Why not take a look, now that she has been indicted by the Maricopa County, I always want to say sheriff, but it's not sheriff, it's the attorney there, bringing some felony charges to her doorstep. And in my previous episodes, I talked about what I think is going to happen in her case and the outcome, the possible sentencing, the each of the felony indictments, and then I looked at her family dynamics, because I'm just freaking curious how this girl got here, you know. It's never all that simple, right? I also wanted to take a look at what the spiritual purpose could be. Like, why did this occur? So if you haven't looked at the other episodes, please do so. And if you want to know more about the case and the timelines, go to Dave Neal's channel, Reality Steve, Lauren Knighty, Megan Fox the writer. I'm probably missing some people, but Schnitzel Ninja. Go check out all that if you're into it. So, but if not, let's take a look at what created this pattern. Like, I was just fascinated. I'm fascinated. What created this pattern? I'm a mom. I have 2 adult kids. None of my kids are running around accusing other people of impregnating them or any of this stuff. Like, so I don't get it. I mean, I used to think, you could train a dog and have a great dog, and then you could train a kid and they have choice. So I just kind of wanted to know about Laura Owens herself. I wanted to know what created the emotional, mental, and spiritual pattern that led to the behavior that we are seeing. I asked the question, was it abuse, emotional neglect, or something else entirely? So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing my psychic reading to explore the deeper causes, because her actions and what her soul might be trying to learn through this lifetime. In this reading, I use the Lenormand cards. They're my absolute freaking favorites. I don't read like the same ways that I use them as a storyteller for me. Because I am reading through basically my own energy, I am not tapping into them. I'm not doing any psychic, how do I put it? I'm not violating their energetic boundaries. I am just trying to bring it through myself, okay? I think it's integrity. I certainly don't want to touch her energy, honestly. Anyways, so let's take a look and let's dive in because Laura's learning something in this lifetime. She's working something out. All right, so the question was what created this pattern, and the cards I pulled were Lecher, Man, Sun, Scythe, and Woman. That popped a lot. Those cards kind of popped up a lot in the kind of readings I was doing with this. So this poll actually tells a story of emotional disconnection masked as normalcy. The letter in the man shows a significant male figure in her life, likely her father, and he helped shape her emotional foundation through cold, strategic, and transactional communication. Now, Ron, her father, Ron Owens, was a big figure in radio in San Francisco. So likely, due to his celebrity, prominence, he probably worked a lot, and he probably didn't really know how to emotionally connect to Laura. So I don't sense any violence around that, but I think there was distance. I think there was words that were used to control, not necessarily comfort. So there's this layer or this shell that I get around him that didn't allow for true and genuine emotional connection with Laura in the way that Laura needed. Okay. We're all human, no judgment here, okay? The sun suggests that on the outside things look bright, possibly even wonderful and successful and happy family. But her environment may have projected that, but it lacked this warmth, this emotional warmth. And it's something that this girl needed. Okay. And as a mother, like, you give what you can give, right? You have what you have, you give your best, but there's always something that you may not have been capable of doing. So that's the energy I got from there. But Scythe and Woman shows a painful emotional severing, possibly a cutoff or coldness from a female caregiver, likely her mother, who is also in broadcasting, also a public figure. So this could have created a wound around the feminine connection. Likely she didn't have the nurturing, and so this was what formed her identity. So together these cards kind of point to emotional neglect or withholding or even conditional approval. And it looks to me like Laura seeks that kind of love and approval. So she may have learned early on that to be loved or seen, that she had to manipulate perception about herself, perform, please, or deceive. And I think some of you, including me, I looked at that and I'm like, I've had people-pleasing tendencies. Now I'm not like saying that her behavior is acceptable, because it isn't. Because at a certain point, Laura dear, if you're listening, you're an adult and you need to heal that shit, right? You need to heal it. I mean, my mother was pretty spectacular. Yeah, that's sarcasm. I had to work through a lot of stuff. But I didn't go around manipulating men this way. Okay, so the lessons and karmic themes, I was very, very interested in that. So spiritually, Laura's soul seems to be navigating a very, very old karmic loop. Okay, so this may, if you believe in past lives, this could be a past life situation, generational, ancestral. There's a lot of healing this girl needs to do. So the karmic loop is if love is conditional, which is what you probably learned, how do I secure it? Pretty interesting question, huh? So this is likely carried over from past lifetimes where illusion, seduction, or manipulation was used for survival. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Her lower chakras are definitely not, you know, balanced. They're probably likely damaged from a lot of things, which is interesting with the whole pregnancy situation. Okay, so but now in this life, she's repeating this pattern. So she hasn't learned because now it's unraveling in public, which we all know she put herself there by going to media and fighting with Redditors and having a public Dropbox and trying to manipulate and control the narrative. She wanted to control her narrative. And I think one thing that she may have learned, maybe she hasn't, is that there's an internet. You know, we can find stuff out. Okay, so her soul is being pushed towards a truth she's long avoided. And that true love can't be performed into being. Like, you want a relationship, you want connection with someone. Like, you can't, it's got to be deeper. And if you haven't had that emotional connection, that role, like, and you haven't been able to connect to your parents or your parents haven't been able to connect to you, then this could be really a rough thing to move through. Public image can't hide or heal private wounds. So no matter how she wants to spin this, it's not going to heal her. And that authenticity, even when painful, is more freeing than control. So this doesn't excuse her actions, but it does explain a wound. She's not just deceiving others, she's been deceiving herself. Which is probably the worst. And she's created such a mess in her life. If I were facing 7 felony charges, I would be, I don't know what I'd be, because I won't be ever facing that kind of stuff. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, what's next for her spiritually? If she chooses it in this lifetime, it offers an opportunity for radical transformation, but only if she stops running from herself. It's an opportunity. I don't know if she's going to take it. Right now, she's in the phase of karmic collapse, and everything constructed to control or avoid pain is crumbling. And this is necessary because her soul is ready to evolve beyond performance. Her soul's ready, the ego may not be. Whether or not she will choose healing is uncertain, but the door is there. All right, so whether or not she will choose healing is uncertain, but the door's there. So when we look at someone like Laura Owens, it's easy to focus only on what they did. And accountability matters. And the players are definitely interesting, aren't they? But understanding the emotional and spiritual patterns that led here is just as important, especially if we want to prevent this kind of harm in the future. Let me know your thoughts. Do you see this pattern playing out in others? Do you think there's a chance for her soul to choose something different next? Like and subscribe for more grounded psychic insight, and I will see you in the next episode.